Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome to another investigation video. Now, for those of you who were in the last investigation video, which a lot of people actually liked, we looked at a game called Pokemon, and I'll just give it the subtitle, Steven here, a game about an individual named Steven. Now, in the meantime, I've received a package, or, a file, a day ago, before this recording actually. And I decided to download it and see what was inside it. Now, on my desktop over here, which this is my, PC desktop right here, I do have this game completely just unpacked. Now, one thing is of caution. This game cannot be run. I've tried my damnedest to get it to run. And I have, basically, I've, redid the header files. I've just, checked into some of the code. And as of now, this game cannot be started in Visual Boy Advance. All it does is give me this, and this is after me trying to fix a header. Without fixing the header, it would just give me an error message. Now, even if I tried to put it into another emulator, which I'm not going to put an emulator into an emulator, that was a big mistake right there. I'm going to put this inside here. Now, of course, from this point of view, I can't enter it because it's a bad ROM entry point at header. Now, if anybody knows anything about, Game Boy Advance, ROM hacking, ROM editing, and knows how to fix this error, please let me know. I will do a trilogy part to this. I like doing investigations. They are a staple of the channel ever since our creepy first private message. Now, looking around further into it, if I fire up, say, another Pokemon ROM, which, is completely, functional, for example, let me fire up Fire-Red over here, it works. It has no issue on working. It works 100%. Now, this actually goes to show me that this certain Pokemon game was tampered to the point where it can't be used. Now, this gives us more options. Now, I've looked around into the Pokemon ROM hacking community, and I've come across two programs. PKSVUI, which is a script editor, which allows you to look into the code, the scripts of the game, and something called Advanced Map. Advanced Map is a program that lets you edit, create events, and mess around with the Pokemon. You can basically make a ROM hack out of this. So I've got some two top-tier hacking programs here, and we're going to, crunch down, look inside what's in these files. Now, first off, I'm going to open up the other files that were in this. One was a text document, and one was a, if I can find it very carefully over here, meshboard_dat. Now I'm going to open up the text document and show you guys what's inside here. After word wrapping it, which you go to format and you hit word wrap, you'll find out that it basically, if I can just maximize it, I know it's going to be kind of hard to read in the video. I'll try to zoom in as much as I can. It says Steven will blah 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 this program. I assume find the program. It has rich H, which apparently it says HHEMKILSJJH, which could be encrypted to something. Again, this is an investigation we're doing together. If you can add anything to it, do it. I'm gonna give some. I'm gonna offer some shoutouts after this too. Who is Steven? 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 We don't know. Now, if we scroll down further, we get to these masses of eyes. Now, over here, it has the word bullet, has kill, Steven, hung, which I don't know if it was a bullet or he was hung or framed to look like he was dead. I was waiting for, if it was, you, me, who is Steven? So who is Steven? Well, he is the center of this entire ARG. And it is ARG season again. If we look through all this, it's basically junk code. I didn't look too much through it, but I couldn't find anything inside here worth noting. Now, if we close this and we open up the meshboard.dat, which I'll open that in just the standard, Windows photo viewer, we get this. And as much as you zoom inside it, the furthest you can do is this. And it looks garbled. That's because it's only a few pixels, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't really know what this has in store for us, what it is, what it necessarily, but what it looks like to me is a QR code of some sorts. I feel like if I can enlarge the image or get a higher resolution version, I can make these yellows and oranges white while I make well, actually not the yellow oranges, every yellow color white and the rest black, which would kind of make it look like a QR code because you got one point up here, you got one point down there, one over here, and one over in this sector. Now I'm going to go look through the more details on the file, so let me just fire up the file info. It's 22 by 25. File locations, well, that's just where it is, but it has a DAT at the end of it, which means that if I convert it to a DAT, you know, and first of all, since I just installed Windows 10, I actually have to go to my File Explorer options, and I think I have to go to View, and I have to, unclick that, which means I can actually change its extensions. Now, first off, let me back up and create a copy of it before I go drastically messing around with certain things. And let me change that to a DAT. Yes, go for it. Now, open that with your notepad. In fact, it's word wrapped already, and that's all I apparently get. I get AI, which is just this. You got the PNG headers, and you got all the file information inside it. That's really it. So there was nothing worth changing it to. But a lot of people give me that suggestion, and I did it, and it didn't offer any help. It could, but not in this circumstance. Now, one final thing before we look inside any of this, I'm going to fire up Photoshop, and I'm going to try converting that to some kind of a QR code. So if you can just give me a second to paste that in here, and I am going to zoom in, and that's it. This is literally all the pixels. So if you just give me a second, I'm going to blanket this out and try changing it to something. First of all, let's just do a little, let's actually see what it looks like completely inverted, because that's one of the tropes that we do here. Let me go to Edit, Image, actually, Adjustments, and where is it? Invert. Now that's it. You got a whole lot of blue and a whole lot of nothing. So give me a second and I'll be right back with this image completely QR coded as much as I can. Moving on to the meat of the experiment, we're going to actually open this stuff up in Advanced Map, which is what pretty much all you've been waiting for, which is a real, in fact, investigation here. Now, first off, first order of business is to load the ROM, which is Pokemon. Now over here, you have from header. If you open up 0, you can see stuff like the sell it on apartment. Sell it on department, sorry, not apartment, what am I saying? And let me actually make this a little easier for you all to read. So I'm going to actually go to my window capture here, and I'm actually going to put in a little window for you all, really quickly, that I'm just going to put off into the corner here. A little zoom, if you will. This will actually allow you to look in a little better than before. Now, as I'm looking around, it's sell it on simple, that's all it is. There's nothing really that intensive to it. Now, until I actually get to something like, say, Moline City. And this is just one area, and we're going to get to it. Now, what it offers, if I can actually just hide that out of the way, that was a big mistake, is we're going to look around, we're going to look through it, and we're going to see what Moline City has for you. Now, in this, there's actually events. Now, you see how last time we tried to actually look around all these weird things and see, we tried bumping into all the doors? Well, we don't have to here. With this program, we can look at where things warp us to. So we're going to look for a bunch of scripts. We're going to look for signposts, actually. Places where there would be people. Now, there are actually a couple people on this area. We're going to open the scripts and see what they got over here. The passengers are restless from this long voyage. You might be challenged by the more bored ones, which is standard Pokemon dialogue. If I look at 1, though, I'm going to see, Bonjour, I am the leader on the ship. I will be happy to serve you anything. Please, nah, the strong silent type, which is, faux French. Here we got the iRoamer. We're gonna come back to this a little later. Now over here we got some more characters over here. The ship, she's a luxury liner, which is again just standard Pokemon dialogue. I don't know why this is called Moline City. Now, one thing you'll notice over here is the warps. Yeah, the warps all exist. That's good. And these are all totally normal. This is exactly where Pokemon like warps are supposed to be. This is just totally fine. Captain is a sword. This is all normal dialogue. Everything in the SSN is a normal piece of dialogue. And we're going to keep going around. Wait, what is this item actually? I've never seen that one item over there. Open the script. Player found. Oh, that's a great ball. All right. Which is in the actual game, if you play around with it. But one of the things is, why is his name Moline City? Well, it's probably here to throw people like me off. So we're going to pass all the Moline City, which is essentially just, even if I open the script, no, there's nothing here anyways. But we go down, we got the underground path, all of this stuff is normal. And we're going to keep on scrolling, keep on scrolling, keep on scrolling. And we're going to go all the way to 2, and everything is normal here. There's nothing weird about it. All the stuff is normal. When we go to 3, we go to the Moline City here. And now if you notice this isn't the map from the original game. This is nowhere near. You got this fucking weird ass thing. You got this hole. But now let's look at the person event. This is this person over here, this lady. If we open what she says too soon. Why is it too soon? I have no idea. Now if we go to script, there's nothing here. Signpost, there's no signpost. Until we go to the warps. Now there's one warps. There's one back into our house, and then there's one through the cave. I'm going to go into our house real quick to see if anything has changed. Inside here, we're going to look for a signpost. And there is one on the TV. If you open it, it says, power has been out. Nothing I can do. Which is what was in the original game. Okay. Now we're going to warp up to our bedroom. And that's it. I'm sorry if this is a little hard to see. Now here we got like a Pokemon just sitting there. But if I go to signpost, I got the TV and this. So let me see what's on the TV. It says, could he? What could he have done? We go to this. It says, what did they think? Okay, that's really all there is. Person event. There's, what is this? There's one person just standing right over here in the corner. You open that script, and it just gives you a whole bunch of crashes. Like, you can't even talk to this person. It's, like, impossible to go into. I think this might be what crashes the game. Then you got this event, and it's, again, it's a crash. You can't do anything over here. So what the fuck? Right? Alright, let's go back out to Calcoast Town. Or wait, what the hell is Calcoast Town? Oh, it's just the interior naming. Alright. Fair enough. Let me go back to... This is Calcoast Town. Now here, let's go through that like one, let's go through this area. This little cave. So I'm going to go into it and just go to it. This takes us to this location in the game with this one like dude just sitting over here. Alright? That's him. That's just this one dude. Now I'm going to go to the one dude here, and I'm going to go around and see what he has to offer. He gives nothing. He says nothing. Okay, so let's go to the signpost. There's one signpost here, and it says, I locked him away. The fuck? You locked the guy away. Alright. And that's the only thing you get here, motherfucker. That's all. You just walk back out. Alright, so you might be like, well, Mudahar, that's it. This is town. Well, let's go to the next one. So as you can see over here, the top area is completely blocked off, like before. They have this one little garden over here. This area is blocked off completely. In fact, let's look through the warps. There is nowhere to warp to. You know, there's 2 person events. The old man that was passed out, and this new one over here. So if we open up the old man, it's basically the same thing as before. It cuts them down. The tree looks like it can be cut. Now, it says tree animation end. Right? So basically that's what crashed the game from before. Now if we go to this one right over here, he says Steven. And that's it. That's all there is. He looks at you, face player, says Steven. And end. So that's all you get in Calcoast Town. If you look through the signposts, where they may be at, there's one signpost that says we played here. And that's just one rock all the way up here. See? And that's all. Now, where would this take us to? Well, if we look down over here in the list, it says Path 2. Path to what? And this is it. So, in fact, let's look through person events. And there's one person over here. So if we open up what they say please. That's it. If we look through signposts, there's one signpost. And that's just one rock. Open that script. And was he needed? Well, was he? It's just asking us a bunch of questions. Now, if you go to the warp, which is this area, we go to it, and it takes us to this place that says, Hi, Roman. which is the first name of the person who sent me this, link. Then you got this one Pokemon over here, person event, but it has nothing to say. In fact, you look through the whole area, there's really nothing. The one signpost it has, nothing. There's nothing available in the entire area. There's no place to fly to. There's just one vehicle over here, 5 plants, and a barrier, and that's it. That's all. Now we go down to this thing called Path, and then there's this path to the Indigo Plateau, and I don't remember the map looking like this, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go look through signposts. There's one signpost. It's this door. You can't go through it, but it says, "I won't be like that." Right? Now if we look through warps, you got this one area going in there. Then you got nothing else. These doors don't work. So okay, let's go through the plateau. Next we're in this room. If we look through signposts, nothing here. No person events, no scripts. So let's go through the next door. Then we got this motherfucking section. Right? Now, what would be in this entire area? Well, let's look at it. As far as I can tell, there is no person. All people from this map have been gone. One signpost is here. You can't even get to this in the actual game without hacks or cheats. But let's see what that rock tells us. But I loved you. Okay. And then you look through more scripts. And if you open some, it's basically, well, no, this is the exact same from the regular game. It's nothing important. And that's it. Now, if you take the one warp, and there's only 2 warps to this area. There's nothing else. That's it. That's all there is to offer. And there seems to be nothing else in this one area. If we look through Route 24, there's nothing to be offered. It's all basically a standard game. There's nothing else being given to us. See? These are just regular maps from the regular game. Yeah, that's it. You look at Calcus Town. That's the interior of the homes. Basically pallet. And you look through the rest. Nothing here. Nothing whatsoever. There's this one path area. No, that's the exact same place we looked at. In fact, there's an easier way. Let's just look at the connection list. So boom, boom, boom. There's a last chance, which is this area, but it has no event to it. And these are just unknown garbage maps they have laid around. Yep, just garbage data they just have in the game. Unknown maps. Yeah, some of these just don't do anything. They're just they're basically like glitch cities you can go to. Path 2, we already seen this before. Path, last chance. Once again, nothing in the area, and we can just slowly wipe it out, kill it completely. Moline City, don't save it. You got the High Roman. That's it. There doesn't seem to be anything else. Honestly, is nothing else. Oh, wait, there is one Indigo Plateau, which is kind of important. Indigo Plateau has, just a regular amount of people in it. Okay. In fact, let me, wait, what am I doing? No. Take me to the Indigo Plateau and just go through it. And out here, oh, what the fuck? We got Professor Oak? What the hell would he be doing? There's no script for him. He's just there. That's it. Professor Oak is literally just sitting over there with Gary? Okay, that's weird. They were both laid on top of each other. Now that's a little interesting. Signpost? No, there's nothing. It's just 2 people and a warp. And we've basically scrubbed through this ROM. There's nothing else to be found. It is a weird location, and that's all we could really do. So I've cut some stuff out of this investigation that was a little redundant, a little pointless to look at, stuff where I wasn't leading anywhere. And that's really all there is. So without taking too much of your time, this is a follow-up to another creepy investigation we're looking at. Who is Steven? A lot of questions I've been given this time. Let's figure out this ARG and see where we're headed to. Even if it is all BS, it's still fun to look through, a difference to just straight up playing some gaming here and there. But you know what? For those people looking for just pure gaming content, there's LSD and Corpse Party on the way, and a bunch of other stuff. As of now, this was a little look at the investigation. A lot of people like it, and I hope this episode was enjoyable. So please tell me what you think about this whole ARG right now, what's going on. And there is another investigation coming up soon, but I had no idea how to do this one. They basically sent me this colorful save, a bunch of readmes with like these, with the weird lettering. So if somebody could help me out there, that'd be much appreciated. But that being said, this has been a investigation video. And if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is me, Mudahar, and dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Mudahar, and I'm out.